Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 games with only boss fights. For this list, we're taking a look at games that put a heavy focus on boss fights and did them really well. While some of these games do incorporate some other gameplay elements, those of you looking for a good boss rush type game will definitely want to check them out. Have you played any of these? Know of another boss rush games folks should check out? Share with us in the comments below. Number 10. Titan Souls. Titan Souls might be the slowest and shortest of the games on this list, but it presents a challenge within its simple idea. Players only have one arrow to shoot before they must retrieve it, and your one shot does require charging first. This mechanic forces players to think more strategically. Bosses will make it difficult for you to take your shot as they move erratically and force you to focus more on dodging their attacks. With 19 bosses to defeat, those familiar with top-down shooters will definitely want to check this one out. Number 9. Spawn in the Demon's Hand. If you haven't tried this gem for yourself, well, you kind of can't anymore. Spawn in the Demon's Hand was released as an arcade game and only made a home release on the ill-fated Sega Dreamcast. As one of 37 playable characters, you and a friend can take on the forces of Malbosia, with each level featuring a unique boss fight. While the controls can be a little cumbersome at times, fans of Spawn and arcade shooters will certainly get a kick out of the level design and combat. Of course, if the boss rush mode gets a little tiring, you and your buddies can duke it out in the multiplayer mode. Number 8. Jotun. Can't get enough of the Norse mythology themes and aesthetic? Well, Jotun might be a treat for you. You are Thora, a Viking woman who has just been slain and must now journey across the world to find your way to Valhalla. Along the way, you'll encounter giant mystical beings known as Jotun, and each one will be just as difficult as the last. While the game could take you only a few hours to beat, it boasts an exceptional art style, and the gameplay puts you at a comfortable enough pace that you're going to want to replay it. Number 7. No More Heroes.
Go ahead. Draw, brother.
All of your sorrows end today, Gene.
Though it is not a boss rush game in the traditional sense, No More Heroes still has that boss fight flair to it. Sure, you can spend a good amount of time in the overworld, doing side quests and the like, but when you visit the lairs of the assassins, it feels like you're playing all of the final levels of a fantastic video game. You're storming the castle, there's some tasty jams in the background that fit the vibe of each location, and it all leads up to an intense battle with the head honcho. Simply put, No More Heroes does an amazing job in how it maintains its flow and creates a unique setup and payoffs with every boss you face. Number 6. Furi. Speaking of games that make you feel like a badass, Furi does an excellent job at making fights a bit more personal while keeping you on your toes. Furi mixes up its gameplay by switching every so often between melee combat and ranged combat. One minute you're clashing swords, and the next minute we'll see you and your enemy lobbing projectiles at each other.
Go back.
To up the tension, bosses will utilize new attacks after losing one of their many health bars, and they all have diverse moves to try to throw you off. With rewarding gameplay and a mysterious world, you really ought to give Furi a try if you haven't already. Number 5. Monster Hunter series. Essentially, the Monster Hunter franchise is just one big series of boss fights. Sure, there are smaller creatures to hunt, but each expedition sees you looking for that one big beast to take down. Be it a Rathalos or Diablos, the Monster Hunter games have established a level of challenge veteran players can expect and greatly encourages you to make friends with other players. After all, nothing is quite as satisfying as tackling a difficult boss with a group. Yes, you can try to solo some of them, but you'd arguably be missing the most fun part of the games.
Good work! Now that the base is here, we can focus our attention towards capturing Zora Magdaros.
Number 4. Elden Ring. Now, one can argue that Elden Ring is the furthest from a boss rush game. Hear us out on this one. Elden Ring features a massive plethora of bosses to encounter, some occurring at different points in the day, while others are simply hiding in caves or at particular landmarks. Because of the design of its massive world and how much freedom they give the player in the early stages of the game, you could very easily just jump from boss battle to boss battle. So, if you really wanted to, you could totally play it like a boss rush game. You can choose to fight almost whoever you want in whatever order you desire, and the level of freedom is enough to get Elden Ring super high up here. Number 3. Punch-Out series.
Fight!
You could say Punch-Out was one of the original boss rush style games. After all, there are no normal enemies to be seen here. No Goombas, Waddle Dees, or Kremlings. It's just you, your fists, and your opponent. Just like in real boxing, your focus is on your single enemy, their movements, their telegraphs, etc. As you win fights, you'll ascend the ladder, and as you lose, you'll have to revisit foes. Punch-Out is primarily focused on the personalities, backgrounds, and moves of its villains. That, coupled with innovations in animation at the time and its difficulty, is what made Punch-Out such a legendary title. Number 2. Cuphead. Yes, there are a small handful of platforming and pairing challenges to take part in, but just like Punch-Out, Cuphead is much more honed in on its villains. In addition to honoring the aesthetic of rubber hose animation in the 1930s, the game features plenty of bosses that pay tribute to cartoons and video games while maintaining a difficulty akin to that of Contra. Even when you're dying over and over again, that small inch of progress towards the next phase is enough encouragement to give the fight another go, and it's what has so many people obsessed with Cuphead to this very day. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Shadow of the Colossus. This is absolutely the boss rush game to end all boss rush games. Shadow of the Colossus isn't just another gauntlet of unique villains to defeat. No, Shadow of the Colossus is an experience. Each of the colossi are living puzzles, requiring you to climb them, find their weak points before attacking. You need to observe your surroundings, figure out where they're located, how to get their attention, create a plan of attack, etc. Even when ignoring the boss rush formula, Shadow of the Colossus stands out from the rest with its vast world, tragic story, breathtaking visuals, and beautiful music. In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.